Let's study effectively with Miss ICT Skill Builder. In this session, we'll explore how the Echo Check method serves as a reliable tool for identifying data transmission errors between devices.
Okay, let's get right into it. Think about it for a second. Every single day, all your digital stuff, your photos, your messages, your work files, it's all in a constant journey across the internet. But that journey can be pretty dangerous. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on two of the most important guardians that keep your data safe. It's a really important question, right? When you hit send or click on a link, how do you actually know that what arrives on the other side is exactly what you sent? And maybe even more important, how do you know it's being protected from anyone trying to snoop or break in? Your data really faces two huge problems out there. First, it can just get, well, messed up in transit, garbled, like a letter getting smudged in the rain, which leads to those super frustrating error messages. At the very same time, you've got malicious folks actively trying to attack your system. So we need to solve both problems, one for making sure the data is accurate, and another for making sure it's safe. So let's tackle that first problem, data getting corrupted. How does a computer even know if the file it just received is scrambled? It's not like it can look at it and see a typo, right? Well, this is where a really clever little system comes into play. It's called an Echo Check, and at its core, the concept is incredibly simple. It's a way to detect errors by doing one thing and one thing only, comparing two sets of data to see if they're absolutely identical. It's all about making sure you've got a perfect copy. The best way to wrap your head around this is with a daily life example. Imagine you're ordering a coffee. You say, "I'll have a large latte." The barista repeats it back to you, "One large latte." That little confirmation, that right there is a real-world echo check. It confirms the message they got is the exact message you sent, which prevents any mistakes. So here's how that plays out in the digital world. It's a simple three-step dance. First, the sender computer shoots the data over to the receiver. Then, and this is the key part, the receiver doesn't just say got it. It sends the exact data it received right back. And finally, the original sender compares that echo with what it sent out in the first place. And from that comparison, there are only two possible outcomes. If the data that was echoed back is a perfect match, awesome, we're golden, the transfer worked. But if they don't match even by a single bit, the sender knows an error happened somewhere. So what does it do? It simply sends the data all over again, hoping for a clean trip this time around. Okay, so that takes care of data accuracy. But what about security? What's stopping hackers or nasty programs from just walking right into your system? For that job, you need a digital bodyguard. I absolutely love this quote from our source material because it's the perfect way to think about it. A firewall isn't just some passive wall. It's an active security guard, a personal bodyguard for your computer, checking everybody who tries to get past the velvet rope. So here's how this bodyguard operates. A firewall, which can be a physical device or just a piece of software, creates a barrier. Its main job is to inspect all the data trying to get into your network. And it's not just guessing, it has a very strict set of rules, kind of like a bouncer with a guest list. If any data comes knocking that seems suspicious or isn't on the list, it's blocked. Period. Just picture it like this. The firewall is the guard standing at the only door to your entire system. It's your first and probably most important line of defense, making sure that only safe and approved information actually gets through. So we've looked at two very different kinds of guardians, and each one has a very specific mission. Let's just put them side by side to make their roles crystal clear. All right, let's tie it all together. You've got the Echo Check, which is all about accuracy, making sure the data is a perfect copy, just like repeating that coffee order. And then you have the firewall, which is all about safety, protecting you from outside threats, just like that bodyguard at the door. One ensures quality, the other ensures security. and you absolutely need both. So we've met the guardians, the detail-oriented checker and the vigilant bodyguard. They're working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep your digital life safe and sound. So the final question isn't really about how they work, but what they're protecting. It makes you think, doesn't it? What data of yours is worth guarding?
Thanks for watching. If this helped you clear up the concept, hit that like button and share it with a friend who might be struggling with it too. Let's build those skills together.